What is good, guys? My name is WhySoExotic and I'm here bringing you another video back from down under, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. So let's get right into it.
This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us.
So getting into today's video, this video is going to be lit because I'm going to be showing you how to be a pro like Ninja, Myth and all of those other great streamers slash YouTubers. Another big thing I'd like to say is if you guys could click that red subscribe button and subscribe, that would be awesome. Even clicking notifications on to join the Exotic squad, and comment down below if you have done that. Also, could we try and get 100 likes onto today's video, and that would be amazing. Also, the comment of the day is, what's your favourite gun in Fortnite? If you can comment that down below, I'll pick a few people to be featured throughout of the next video. Hope you enjoy, and let's get into it. In today's video, this is epic. I'm going to be showing you 15 tips on how to be better at Fortnite. The first tip is settings. Now this one is pretty simple. In the newest update they did release a pretty cool feature. Well, a few pretty cool features. They did add the ability that say you have wood and you've got brick and you've got maybe 20 wood, 100 brick and you're building. If you're on the wood, it will automatically change over to brick once you run out of wood. So say you want to try to build a wall, but you only have 9 wood and you've got well over 10 brick. If you click the build button, it will go over to your brick. This you can find in the settings, and I'd recommend enabling this. They did add this feature after the update, and this will save your life in many situations. It means you don't have to worry about your materials as much. Another great feature which is going towards that is basically the ability to build inside of things. You can now build inside of trees, brick, rocks, stuff like that. It's pretty cool and it's a really good feature, I reckon. It allows you to build in many more places that you usually wouldn't be able to. This will make you be much better when it comes to gunfights. If you want to try build and there's a tree beside you, you'll now be able to build all around you. And it just makes it that much better for playing Fortnite, because you don't have to worry about as much about the environment and where you can build and where you can't build. The next thing I'd recommend is number 2 on the list is sensitivity. Now this one I can't stress enough. Like everyone, I can't tell you what sensitivity you would play best at. The reason I can't tell you is because everyone is unique in their own way and everyone has a different sensitivity to what they enjoy. Some people like slow sensitivities, some people like fast sensitivities. I preferably like the fast ones. I usually play on an 8 to 9 sometimes. I usually play on the 8, but it's just because I like playing on 8. I've got used to it. I can now turn on people easily if I'm getting shot from behind. I just prefer that. With this, I'd recommend you guys getting into a game, trying out maybe tons of different sensitivities. Maybe try out, say, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Try out all of them, and maybe even lower if you like the low sensitivities and you prefer that and your aim's better off that. The reason I like to have a high sensitivity is because preferably I can turn on people easier, and I feel like I've got a little better accuracy than I would on a lower sensitivity. Now getting into the next tip is free. This I watched a lot of pro players do. They usually land in small locations, then push to the big cities where everyone is to get their loot. Now, the big reason they do this, I reckon this isn't really how they get tons of kills, this is more how they win so many times. Remember, this is how to win so many times, it's not really how to get so many kills. So the one reason they do this is because they don't want to die straight away with all those people, and they usually go into a small town or a small like building which is beside say tilted towers. Then once they've got a few weapons, maybe a shotty and an AR, they will push themselves over to tilted towers or a big city and they will take it over, get tons of kills and just be successful. That is a good tip. I've been using it a lot and it actually is pretty cool and it does help you out a lot. Now the next tip is keep an eye on the storm. Wherever you are, you must keep an eye on the storm. If you don't keep an eye on the storm, this has happened to me a few times back in the day when Fortnite was around the first stages, and one thing I did make a mistake on is I was quite far out, me and my mate would land quite far out, and we wouldn't keep an eye on the storm. Then all of a sudden, we'd look at the time and the storm was closing in, and basically the safe zone, was way on the other side of the map. Now this happened a lot, so recently, well not recently, about a few months ago, I've started every game, I'll look at the countdown, I'll look where to see the zone is. If I'm not in the zone, I'll slowly head my way while looting. If I'm in the zone, I'll loot more, but if I'm way out of the zone, I'll loot for a little bit and then quickly get my ass in there, because there's not any way like worse than dying from the storm. Like, I hate dying from the storm, and it's just way better getting in there and getting some kills and being safe. And I saw a lot of pro players always looking at the storm, making sure they're in it so they don't get trapped in it, and then maybe people are shooting them while they're in the storm, which you basically got no way of winning. But never mind, getting into the next tip is, when rushing, use the same material as they have built. Now say someone is building in front of you and they're building with brick, for example. To rush them, this is the perfect way to rush them actually. You're to build up with the same material, brick, and all the materials have different noises. So if they hear metal building up beside them, they'll definitely know someone's there. But if they hear brick coming towards them, they won't know like straight away. They might hear you, but you'll have less of a chance of them noticing you if you build with the same material. I've been using this bit and it does help me out a lot. So I see a brick placed and they're adding it or they're building up to it, I always rush them with brick now, or metal, or whatever they have built with, or whatever they are building with. Now getting into the next tip is the loadout. Now this one I can't stress enough. A lot of people just have their loadout wild and say they have maybe the AR at the start, maybe a shotgun at the end, and a sniper in the middle. Like, they don't have it in any nice order. Like, if you guys want to do well and you guys want to be able to change to your shotty fast, change to your sniper fast, I recommend, this is mainly for console players, because on PC you can just change and combine and just do a lot of things with the settings, but console you're a little more restricted. And I love to play on certain settings where I can just click that R1 and RB and LB buttons to change weapons. I prefer this because it just lets you go back to a weapon and go forward to a weapon. Now the best way to have your loadout, in my personal preference, and I reckon it will help you guys out a lot, you have the shotgun first, then I usually have like a medkit first at the very first slot, a shotgun second, then an AR, maybe a sniper, and then more medkits or stuff like that. Now the reason I like to have it like this is, say I usually always have my AR out. If someone comes in quickly at close range, quickly pull your shotty out, and if someone is far away, quickly pull your sniper out. You don't have to go through the whole loadout just to go to one different gun. That's why I love having the shotgun, AR and sniper so close together, or you could change the sniper for an RPG, something like that, but it just makes it much easier when changing through weapons. Number 7, use what weapons you feel comfortable with. Now this one is very important. Lots of pro players, if they have a blue bolt and they see a semi-automatic sniper, they won't actually go for it, because a lot of pro players prefer the bolt, so they won't take it. A better weapon, maybe a better weapon that you think because it's gold, but they won't take it because they're not as good with it. That's just like, for example, that I've said a lot of times, the triple burst. I feel more comfortable with the triple burst, so if I saw a blue M16 on the ground and I've got a green triple burst, I'll usually keep that green triple burst because I do love the triple burst. So I've been getting really good with it, and I just prefer it because I feel like I'm better with it, my accuracy is better, so I usually take the triple burst over a better M16. That's kind of the example I'm going for, so that is a really good tip I'd recommend you guys to test out. Or if you don't know what you're better with, maybe test that out in a game that's for fun, and maybe not go for the win, but just practice with weapons. Now the next tip is number 8, practice a lot. Whether this is practicing in squads by yourself, I'd recommend this a lot. This can increase your accuracy, this can increase how you play, and it just get a whole feel of the game and stuff. That's what I do a lot. I do go into squads, solos by myself, because I like to practice my accuracy. I like to try different weapons, and I just like to practice and practice and practice before getting into my solo games by myself. Because whether you are a solo player or a squad player, I'd recommend getting into some solo squads, because this will help you out, because you're going to be versing maybe groups of 4 people, groups of 3 people, and it will just improve your situations when you're by yourself and you see a lot of people. I do this a lot, and I recommend you guys doing this a lot, and a lot of pro players do this. Now the next one is have a good headset. Now, you don't always have to have a really expensive high-end headset, but I'd always recommend at least having a headset. Whether you aren't using a headset, I recommend you using a headset. A headset can increase your gameplay by so much. You'll be able to hear footsteps under you, above you, to the left, to the right, and how close they are, maybe far, the bullets and everything. So I'd highly recommend investing in a headset. You don't always have to invest in an expensive headset. You could go for a maybe like a sometimes $20, $50 ones can be good, but I'd more recommend like $100+ one. This is just if you want to be like a really good pro. It's only more of a pro if you want a good headset, but if you're just playing this game casually, you don't have to get a high-end one. A $20, $10, $50 one can easily be good enough. Now getting into the next tip, number 10, try to aim higher. Now this one is very important, because a lot of gunfights you may lose by just 1 health or 2 health, and the reason to this is a lot of people have started getting into the habit of aiming higher. The reason for this is 1 bullet to the head with like most ARs can do 60+ damage, and to the body it can do around 20 to 30. So it is much better aiming for the head, around the head chest area, so you can deal crazy damage to crazy people. I've started doing this a lot, practicing my aim in squad solos, and I've been getting my aim up to the head range a lot. So that means I can just insta-kill them with an M16, triple burst, AR, something like that, 2 bullets to the head, they're down. Maybe even 3 or 4 if they've got full shield, but aim higher. Do it a lot, because if you watch a lot of pro players, they are aiming for the head, like Ninja and stuff. They insta melt people sometimes and they just take them down, and you wonder why. It's because they're aiming for the head. So I'd recommend you guys trying that. Number 11, this one's pretty common sense, but I see a lot of people not doing this, and this is go for higher ground. Now whenever you come into battles, I recommend always building up. You always want to be on the high ground. It makes you be able to see the surroundings easier, see where everyone is, have high ground so you can get easier headshots on people. It helps you out a lot having high ground. So whenever you see someone build the traditional ramp, maybe wall or thing, or rush them with walls, you always want the high ground. It just will help you out so many times. Like even if you don't have materials, even just go on a hill or something and just get a high advantage, build your base up on a hill, you'll even have even more of an advantage because you're higher and you've got a base up there too. So that, and you will see a lot of pro players doing this too. Now getting into the next tip, number 12, jump when shotgunning and strafe when using AR. Now the reason I say jump when shotgunning is because the head is going to be a lot easier to hit. And with the shotgun, if you hit them in the head, it's most likely going to be an insta-kill. With the AR, the reason I say strafe is because you're going to be harder to hit. Now, I don't mean just strafing, I mean crouch strafing. So crouch, move left to right a little bit. Don't always stay still, because if you stay still, the game does punish you a lot for that. So jump when shotgunning and strafe when using the AR. Number 13, crouch when shooting. A lot of people don't know this still, and it just really annoys me when people don't crouch when shooting. Now the reason for this is your accuracy, your hitbox is way easier. Like you can hit people from far away whenever you crouch. So that's why I'd recommend you guys always crouching when shooting with an AR, or maybe, yeah, just an AR. And you'll see a lot of pro players always crouching when shooting. It gives you so much of an advantage. Basically, when you fire, it will be smaller, and whether you are standing, it will be larger where your bullets will go. So basically always crouch when shooting. Now another good tip is to getting to the map faster. Now a lot of people don't realise if you land in lakes, rivers, bloody crevasses, outside of the maps, places like that, anywhere that has lower ground, you will get to the map faster. The reason for this is your basically parachute will deploy later, whether say you land on a hill and it's way higher than basically the lake, like Loot Lake, and you land in Loot Lake and a guy lands on a hill. Your parachute's going to deploy way higher, and therefore it's going to take longer for you to get to the ground. So that's why I'd recommend you guys landing in places where are lower and lower than other places like hills, buildings, stuff like this. This will enable you to get to the map much faster. So this is why I'm letting you know about this great tip if you don't already know about this. Number 15, steal their loot from chests. A lot of people, when they land in with a guy and there's a chest. There's a chest there and there's two people. What is the best option? You to open the chest or them to open the chest? Now, if you guessed them to open the chest, you are correct. The reason for this is, as they're opening the chest, you are going to want to spam the button to grab the weapon, because every chest always has a weapon. If you two land in, there's a chest there, you both don't have a weapon, bloody let them wait till they do it. Let them grab the chest, you steal the weapon and kill them. I see a lot of people do this as well. Whether it's not pro players, whether it's pro players, a lot of people are doing this and it is pretty good. Now the next tip, mini shields over bandages. Now the reason for this is mini shields are so much better than bandages. They do 25 shield and they do it in 2 seconds. Now bandages, they do 25 and they do 15, sorry, and they do it in 5 seconds. Now that easily shows what is better, mini shields. Another reason mini shields are so much better, if you're getting peeked off, if you're getting hit and then he starts rushing you, you're going to quickly build for cover, quickly take a mini shield. It'll take you 2 seconds to get 25 health. Now you'll be able to quickly maybe even pop off 2, or if not 2, just pop off 1 and you'll have that extra 25 health to take on that guy. Now if you had bandages and you didn't have mini shields in that situation and a guy was rushing you and you had low health and you wanted to bandage a little bit, well, you'd have to take 5 seconds, which maybe will not let you have enough time to basically heal in time to stop the guy from getting to you fast enough and killing you. So that's why I'd always recommend taking mini shields over bandages. A lot of pro players do take mini shields over bandages like Ninja and so on. Now number 17, this is a bonus tip, and this tip is very, very, very crazy. Basically, subscribe. Subscribe to this channel so you won't miss out on future tips like these. I will have a part 2 to this video if this video does well, for better, more tips and unknown tips that you guys will need. So if you'll be able to subscribe, like, comment down below what your favourite gun is in Fortnite, and I hope to see you guys in another video. Peace.